my stories here. Let the coffee house be full of friends. Listening to my story, may they be free from sorrow as when the Hoja told this story. A great king called the Just had finished a day of hunting, and as the royal servants were preparing the meat, they found they had forgotten the salt. So they sent a boy to get some salt from the nearest village. Just then, Hamid interrupted them.
Listen, I have just heard it said...
And all the friends said, Shh!
Shush yourselves! I just heard it said that there is to be a meeting in the marketplace tomorrow at 4...
An interruption is rude. Permit me to repair it, and we shall consider your petition. My son, God grant you patience.
May your shadow be always upon us.
Our friend said, continue, Hoja. They sent a boy to the village for salt. But the king commanded that the salt must be paid for, lest the village be ruined.
Ruined? By taking a pinch of salt? How could a handful of salt taken by the king destroy a village?
As the great Persian poet says, if the king takes a single apple from the orchard of one of his subjects, his army will pull up the whole tree by its roots. Thus justice is defeated, for each should receive the fruits of his labor.
La, these are old-fashioned ideas.
What do you mean, Hamid?
Apples, salt, nonsense.
The communists say everything must be shared, from each according to his abilities, to each according to his needs.
This is the modern way.
I have never heard anything so foolish. What a man earns belongs to him. Each must receive the value of his labor, no more, no less. Let me tell you a true story to prove my point. When I was a judge in a small village, there came to me one Mahmoud with a petition. Your Honor, I charge that this woodcutter has cheated me out of my rightful wage.
Oh, me?
For know, Your Honor, that this man cut 30 loads of wood for Nasreddin Effendi, who is, as Your Honor knows, very rich and pays very well. As he was cutting the wood, I passed by, and I stopped to offer him some advice. My dear fellow, you obviously know nothing about what you're doing. In the first place, your axe is not the right kind for felling a tree. In the second place, you're standing too close. And in the third place, you'd get twice the work done if you had more enthusiasm. Don't stand there, the tree will fall on you. Do you think I'm so stupid I don't know which way a tree will fall? Now, I cannot improve your axe, and I cannot correct your habits, but for a reasonable fee I can add to your enthusiasm, encourage you, and give strength to your arm, for I will cheer you on.
Ah! Ah!
Oh, I'm exhausted. Look out! So you see, Sword of Justice, you know that I gave this woodcutter very material help. He has just been paid for his work, but refuses to give me my share for helping him. And you believe that you have earned something and that you should be paid.
O seat of wisdom, I have heard you say many times that everyone should be paid according to what he produces. Therefore, I must receive from you my just reward.
Your Honor, I am the accused. May I not speak in my own defense?
I do not think that will be necessary after hearing the facts. And I trust you have told us the facts.
Upon my life.
That will be sufficient. Of course you are right. The idea of his receiving everything for merely cutting the wood, while you stood by and took so much trouble every time he drove in the axe, it is not to be thought of. There shall be justice, and you shall receive your share.
But, Your Honor, it was I who cut the wood. What possible claim can he have because he stood there looking on?
Hush, my man. You don't understand. You have with you the money you received for cutting the wood.
Yes, Your Honor.
Please give it to me. Justice must prevail, even as the just king has said. And a man must be paid in proportion to what he has produced. No more, no less. In all justice, as you, Mahmud, have produced only the sound of work, so shall you receive only the sound of payment. And you, woodcutter, shall receive your rightful reward for your honest work. Thus, through the ages, each gets as much as he deserves, and he deserves as much as he gives.